Welcome back. This is Mags on Media and the first inaugural Comic-Con Africa event taking place in Johannesburg just recently, and saw around 45,000 fans dressing up and partaking in panel discussions and e-sport tournaments. Post the event, however, things hit something of a sour patch. And the Sunday Times published a story under the heading, "My Big Fat Geek Expo," wherein the writer made jabs about enthusiasts, their weight and the amount of flesh on display. The online community, I'm told, taking instant offence and lambasted the newspaper, accusing it of slut and body shaming. Well, let's explore this a little further. Joining us now is Elaine Crew, Project Manager for Comic-Con Africa. Welcome to you.
Thank you, Jeremy.
I know you want to talk about the event itself, but let's get to this issue first of all. What exactly did the online community take offence at?
Obviously, it was an unfortunate incident. We came off such a high from the show, so to see an article like that was upsetting for the community, because as organisers, we created a safe space for everybody to come through that weekend to express themselves. Cosplay is not consent. We respect cosplay around the world.
Cosplay? Explain that to us.
Cosplay, it's dressing up in maybe your favourite superhero or...
Costume play, in other words.
Exactly,
okay.
Yes.
One learns something new on this program every day. Okay, so safe space, continue.
Safe space. So we wanted to create that, and like I said, I think we really did. For us as organisers, body shaming is not okay. Personal insults is not okay. So as I said, it was unfortunate, but the fact that everyone took to social media straight away, and the community, which is a community within a community, really galvanised and came together.
All right, Elaine, I'm going to go now where angels fear to tread, okay, and I will expect some negative response to this, but maybe there is an element of truth here. The perception, and you will change my mind if you can, the perception of gamers is often they're not the most healthy bunch of people, that they spend their time in dark rooms in front of a screen eating too many potato crisps.
That's, yeah, completely incorrect. You know, over the last couple of months being part of this experience and really connecting with the fans, I've seen a different part of pop culture that I even thought was real. And for me, it changed my mind a lot, and I hope that events like Comic-Con change people's minds too. You know, even the international celebrities were saying how, you know, what a warm country we were just by seeing the reaction of the people that were attending the con. So yes, there is this misconception that gamers are unhealthy, but that's not true. You need to know that in terms of esports, I mean, it's the sixth biggest participation sport in the country right now in terms of sport. So.
Fair point, but I would imagine as one of the organisers, you also have a responsibility to tell people that there's a balance as far as this is concerned, is that there is the propensity for a gaming lifestyle to be unhealthy. You need to spend a bit of time, you know, outdoors in the sunshine, surely.
Of course, and there's always a balance in life. You need to have a balance with everything, with work, with social life, etc. And I think these gamers do have that. You know, they take what they do really seriously. It's a job for them. They participate in e-leagues nationally and internationally. So for them, it's not just about sitting in a dark room all weekend or all week. It's about really getting involved. It's also social. You know, they really communicate with a lot of other players and they form a bond. So for me, it's not just about sitting in a dark room for all those hours.
I almost fell off my chair when I saw the figure of 45,000 visitors. So I want a sense of the audience and maybe more importantly, the allure. What is it that attracts people to an event like this?
We launched the event in February of this year. I don't think us as organisers...
It's a global franchise, isn't it?
It is, yes. Yeah. So Reed Pop organise Comic-Cons all around the world. So as Reed Exhibitions, we're part of Reed Pop. So it's been a long plan of ours to bring Comic-Con to African shores, and we did that. And as soon as we launched, I mean, we were trending second that day, and that was just after the budget speech. So we knew that we were touching on something special at that point, but we didn't realise the enormity of what, you know, people were expecting. And I think what summed it up for me is that at one of our influencer meetings, somebody came up to me and she said to me, you know, I've been waiting for this since 1997. So, you know, something like that really affected all of us as organisers because we knew we were putting on something really special.
Who are the 45,000? Do you have a handle on the identity?
It's everybody, young, old, you know, it's all walks of life. Everybody's got a little bit of geek in them, Jeremy. I'm sure you do too.
I shall measure my inner geek at some point, Elaine Crew, if I can. Talking about the budget speech, trending second to the announcement thereof. What does gaming add to this country's economy? Has anyone done those numbers?
You know, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes when it comes to esports and gaming, and a lot of big brands are starting to realize the importance of esports and gaming, and they want to get involved. Like I said earlier, I mean, in the last year, it's grown by 600%. I mean, those figures are huge, and even if you're looking at hardware spend, you're looking at about 2.2 billion rand a year spent on the hardware alone in terms of gaming. So it's a huge opportunity for big brands to sponsor these leagues, to sponsor the players. There's a lot of business behind gaming.
Part of the problem, though, and this is a final question, is do we really have a viable industry in South Africa where we are producing games ourselves that will be comparable with what people are buying overseas? We're not quite there yet, are we?
Not quite. You know, we've spoken to a lot of developers that are based in South Africa, and they're working on things like that. But obviously, you know, all the big games are coming out of the US, etc. There's huge conventions and gaming shows that take place overseas, and that's where all the new games get launched. So for us, it's important to have a show like ours in September where these new games can be showcased in South Africa.
I wonder if game design, game architecture is a viable career in South Africa. Do we have a skills deficiency in that respect?
I think so.
Could people go and do this? Is it something we are able to do in this country?
There's a lot of organizations now that are working on developing young talent in terms of gaming. We had Wits University that were at the show. There is a lot of potential for young people, and there's a real hunger for this, and I think Comic-Con has just shown that.
This time next year you'll do it again?
Of course, yes. We did well this year, but now we're asking ourselves, and we've been doing it in the office for the last couple of days, it's how do we raise the bar? So that's what we're looking at now. It's how do we make it bigger and better?
All right, thanks for untapping my inner geek. I appreciate it. Elaine Crew, Project Manager for Comic-Con Africa. Next on the programme, he is a man who sat at the helm of one of South Africa's biggest media companies. We're going to look back at 60 years in the media business with Ton Vosloo. As I mentioned at the start of the programme, he's just written an autobiography. It's called Across Boundaries, and he's with us next.